Happy to see many new faces. Also happy to see many old faces. I hope some of the old faces who are not here because they've outgrown, they've all gone on to other adventures in Krishna consciousness. It's important to keep the old faces around and also to have more and more new faces. This evening I was asked to speak about something about your upcoming holidays. What's the best way to spend the holidays? Right? What's the need to be Krishna conscious in your holidays? And what's the best way to spend this time? And as I was coming along, I was thinking of the word holidays. Do you know what the word holiday means? Anyone? How many of you are students of English? I mean yes.
Holy day.
Holy day, that's correct. The word holiday actually means holy day. Actually, if I remember right, this is a word that must have started about 1,000 years ago. And then it became, Hagi means holy. And Hagi becomes Hali. And then day became day. So it became holiday and then holiday. So that's how the word holiday has come about. So holiday was supposed to be a sacred day. A day which would be reserved for religious festivals, for religious observances. It was meant to be doing something holy. Now, unfortunately, holidays have become occasions to do something unholy. What people do on holidays these days has no semblance of holiness about it. There's lots of unholiness about it. As we were coming, we saw lots of people queuing up and sitting at pubs. And some pub outlined, happy time from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. So happy time is what time? When you can come in and drink a lot of alcohol. That's how people want to spend their holy days. That is their religion. That is their sacred observance. To take alcohol and while away the holidays like that, in drinking, eating, gossiping, sleeping. And if there's a football match around or something, then go and create a nuisance at the football match. So, we've come a long way. On holidays, instead of doing holy activities, we're not doing that. In other words, the society has changed so much that people would recognize the need in the earlier days to have one day in a week at least, especially devoted to completely religious or spiritual activities. And it was recognized that you have to work for a livelihood, you have duties to perform at home, at the workplace, in society around you. And you may not get so much time to devote to your religious or spiritual activities. So then there was one day that was kept aside for this. And the word holiday has an origin in the Judaic tradition, the Sabbath. So you kept aside that one day where you would exclusively worship God. And at that time you would perform some austerities, like you would fast, you would go to the place of worship, you would congregate with people of your faith, and you would glorify God, hear messages of God, and things like that. And that's how a Sunday or a holiday was supposed to be. The whole family went to the place of worship, whether it was a church or a synagogue. That's how it came in the Judaic tradition. And in the Indian and the Eastern traditions, there has also been the concept of holidays. And that concept is called the Ekadashi day, and then you have many, many other festivals like Janmashtami, Ram Navami, Gaur Purnima, Narsimha Jayanti, and so on. In the Sanskrit language, the word day is called Vasar, and that is condensed to become Var. Is one day. So what is Sunday? Som Var. Ravi is the sun, Som is the moon, Mangal Var. So the word Var is actually a brief form of Vasar. Vasar becomes Var. So each day of the week is named after a particular deity or a demigod. And then once in a month, or twice in a month, comes the holy day called Hari Vasara, the day of Hari or the day of Krishna. And that's Ekadashi, the 11th day of the moon. So according to the Vedic system, at least on Ekadashi, everyone is supposed to do only Krishna consciousness and nothing but Krishna consciousness. So that's the main holy day, the regular holy day for those who follow the Vedic tradition. And so much is the emphasis on this one day, this one holy day, that people are not supposed to work on a job or a business on that day. They're not even supposed to shave. You know why you're not supposed to shave on Ekadashi? Because you don't waste your time shaving. Just do the bare essentials. You know, shaving you might take time, so you give up all these activities on Ekadashi. Eat minimally, you fast. Don't eat the regular food that you normally do, you eat. Eat very simple food. Fast. In Sanskrit, the word fast means upavas. Upavas, the word vas means to reside. Upa means near. So upavas, so the purpose of fasting is to reside near God. By doing so, because you remember the Lord, you are therefore near Him. You reside near the Lord. You become closer to the Lord. So fasting is not simply meant for losing weight or becoming more beautiful now because you've lost weight. But fasting is meant to be done especially on holy days like the Ekadashi for us. And it's meant to bring us closer to Krishna, our worshipable Lord. So this system of having one day or 2 days in a month, in the Western calendar is 4 days in a month, where you exclusively dedicate most of your time for the Lord is actually a holiday. Srila Prabhupada, he once wrote a letter to the Prime Minister of India around 1970 or something like that. And he wrote to her, telling her how she should run the country. And he said, among many things, he said what should happen. It's still there in the purport of the first canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. You will see it somewhere there. And among other things that Srila Prabhupada said that any government should do is that they should declare Ekadashi as a holiday, because it is a holy day. And all the citizens should spend the entire Ekadashi hearing and chanting about the Lord. They should wake up early in the morning and they should, if possible, go to the temple, or if a temple is not nearby, or if it's not possible to go, then they should come together somehow, or at least in their own homes, they should hear and chant. They should begin by doing Mangalarati, by chanting japa, by reading from the Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, and engaging oneself all day long in Krishna conscious activities. And by the way, today is also Ekadashi. So just see, by the Lord's arrangement, we are here on this holy day. Shayana Ekadashi. Shayana Ekadashi. Shayana means to sleep. This is the time it is said that the Lord sleeps. Lord Vishnu in the milk ocean sleeps for 4 months. And this 4 months of our time, not his time. And the 4 months that the Lord sleeps, this period is called, anyone knows? You just had a quiz, so I'm going to one quiz for you. Chaturmasya. And what is the last month of the Chaturmasya period? Famous month. Kartik, yes. It's the famous Kartik month. The Damodar month in which you offer lamps, ghee lamps to Lord Damodar, Krishna, and chant Damodar Ashtakam. So Prabhupada said, you should declare Ekadashi as a national holiday. And all the citizens of the country should come together to hear and chant about Krishna and glorify Him. And what a wonderful society it would be if every week or every fortnight a holiday was genuinely a holy day. But now what happens? Come Friday evening, and everybody is heading out to the pubs. Actually, the mood starts setting in on Thursday evenings because they're looking forward to Friday and then the weekend. So the tempo starts building up on Thursday, and then you find the pubs very crowded on Thursday evening as well. And then Monday morning is a time of great depression because you have to get back to your work from all your drinking and merrymaking. And then Monday, half the Monday goes in just fighting your depression. And then you slowly get into the act. And then Tuesday and Wednesday somehow you blunder along and do something. But Wednesday you're starting to get excited about the coming weekend. By Thursday the tempo is picked up. And by Friday you're really in the holiday mood. So you don't want to do much work anyway. So what a great distance society has traveled. What a change. Gone are the days when the holidays would actually be holy days. And now the holidays are simply beer days, or alcohol days, or whatever other time-wasting days. It's because people don't know what to do with their lives. And you see, there's such a pressure, believe it or not. Probably you've experienced it and seen it in your friends too. There is such a pressure to conform to the idea that holidays are for having a good time. I met one young person the other day, not in here, but I'm sure it happens here too. Says he was in great tension. So I said, why? He said, because my holidays are coming up and I don't know how to have fun in this holiday. What am I going to do? So he was tense, wondering about how he's going to have a great time this holiday, the upcoming summer holidays. So much have we been programmed into believing that holidays are for fun making, for fun, for merrymaking. It is for running around and wasting time and sleeping and so on and so forth. But that's not a fact. This is only because people don't know the purpose of human life. They don't know that every moment of human life is very valuable. You know, there was one sage. His name was Lomash Rishi. Very, very ancient times, thousands and thousands of years ago. And he had received a benediction that he would live as many years as he had hairs on his body. So there's hairs everywhere on the body. So he had plenty of hair, so that you can imagine how many years he was destined to live. It was really a long, long time. Now the word, the pores of the skin from which the hair comes is called loma or roma. Loam or rome. And so Loma should therefore, because he got this benediction that he would live for as many years as he had hairs on his body. So it was a very, very long time. Millions of years was his destined lifespan. And he didn't have a house. He was just living in the forest because he was a sage. He lived under different trees. So the king of heaven, Indra, was one time flying by and decided to get the blessings of this great sage. So he descended and came down and offered his respects to the sage. And then he saw that the sage doesn't even have a house. I mean, no mortgage, can you imagine? No mortgage, nothing. And he didn't even have a small little cottage. So he was quite astonished. He said, "My dear sage, please allow me to do this little service to you. Let me build you a house." "Why haven't you built a house yet?" So the sage replied, life is so short. And we have to attain the perfection of our life. We've got this human body. We have to develop love for Krishna. And time passes so fast and life is short. So why should I waste my time building a house and everything? And Indra was thinking, here I am, my lifetime is only a fraction of his. And I'm busy with doing so many things, drinking somaras and being with the apsaras in heaven and doing many, many other things, fighting with the asuras over my chair and who's going to be king of heaven. So Indra became very astonished to hear this answer. So what do we understand from this? That a sage like Lomash, even though he had a lifespan of millions of years, he considered this human form of life to be so precious and every moment to be so valuable that he didn't want to waste even 1 second. Even a few hours or a few days that would go in building a house, he didn't want to spend that time. He wanted to use every moment of his time for serving Krishna and making advancement in Krishna consciousness. So Indra became very ashamed. He said, "Just look at me, and I'm spending my time in all sorts of sense gratification and everything like that." So really, those people who don't value the human form of life, those people who don't understand what the goal of life is, who don't understand what real happiness is, they look forward to the holidays to do unholy things. Whereas those who are intelligent, especially those who are from the Pandavasena, they understand very well the glory and the importance of the human form of life. The human form of life is meant for making money for Krishna, being Krishna conscious. So it's meant for being Krishna conscious, so why waste time? I was just meeting one young lady this morning, and she was saying she works in a job that's near our Radhalandhaneshwar temple at Soho Street. So she told me that she looks forward to every lunchtime because she can get away to the temple and then come back to her work. So she's very eagerly looking forward to when that break will come. So what to speak of summer or winter holidays or the weekends, but she wants to make that 1 hour break as a real holy break. What to speak then of the weekends? And she was saying how in the holy month of Purushottama, which is the extra month that comes, it's called the Adhik Mas. How many of you have heard of this extra month, the Purushottama month? Raise your hand. Yes. How often does it come? Kartik comes how often? Every year. And the month of Purushottam comes how often? Yes? Anyone? Every 3-4 years? No, it comes once in approximately 2.5 years. So, in this Purushottam month, she managed to get away from her office from 12 to 3 in the afternoon. She made some arrangements in her office. So every day at noon she would get away and come to the temple and chant extra rounds, do kirtan, attend the arati, take prasadam once a day, and that also in the temple. And then she would just have a little fruit in the morning and the evenings. But the main meal, grain meal, was only then. So 12 to 3, she would be at the temple. Because she understood this is such a holy month. So she wanted to make the most of it. She had just started a job. She wasn't working before that. She had graduated from university. And this was one of her first few jobs that she had taken. But she was so excited about the Purushottam month that happened last year that she was going there every afternoon, even on working days. So this is an example of how ordinary people living in London can also do this. You don't have to be like Lomas Rishi, living in a forest without a house. But you can be an ordinary resident of this city and still do this. And there are many devotees who look forward to when their work will be over in the evening so they can go to the temple. Or they can come and attend a Pandavsena program. Or they can do some service along with other devotees. They're so excited. Yes, now I will be with devotees. I'll chant Hare Krishna, I'll do some seva, I'll get some prasadam. And then the weekend, yes, even better. And when the summer holidays come, all the better. So that's what the holidays are meant for. So make the most of it. When these holidays come, this is how you should chill out. You say that, chill out, yes? People are chilling out, I was told, because it's so hot now. So the Madhava Prabhu was telling me people are chilling out with crates of beer from the nearest shopping mall or whatever, Tesco's and Costco's or whatever. They were buying crates and crates of beer so they could sit in the parks and just chill out. Wasting time. But the real way to chill out is to actually chant Hare Krishna. That is the real goal and the real purpose of life. It's actually such a wonderful opportunity. Most of you are students, I presume. How many of you are students? Please raise your hands. Okay, that's a pretty large number. Now is the time to utilize your holidays very wisely. Once you start working, then it's going to be more difficult. It'll be hard to get so many days of holiday. Now as students, you have holidays for how many months in a year? How many months, roughly? 3 months. Yes? And if you're working in a regular job, how many days of leave are you entitled to? 20 days, 25 days. And now as a student, you can get as much as 3 months of holiday. So make the most of it, because once you pass out of university and you start doing a job or something like that, then the number of holidays you will have at your disposal will reduce. So now you have 90 long days. at a stretch. So make the most of it. And you will see, you will make rapid advancement in Krishna consciousness because of this. You can do many projects together along with the other devotees, your devotee friends. You can think of wonderful services to do for Krishna. You can make plans to spread Krishna consciousness amongst your friends at school and college. You can make plans for having so many more Pandavasena retreats and programs and so on. You can come to the temple and render so many types of services at the temple. In other words, there's no limit to how much you can do for Krishna. Then you will see that your holidays will truly become meaningful. If you utilize your holidays properly now, I assure you, you will have an eternal holiday with Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan. How is that? How is that? How will it happen? What do you think? Sorry? Yes, if you chant more, if you basically become a pure devotee at the end of this life. That is possible if you do a lot of Krishna consciousness now. If you start young, you have your whole life ahead to grow in your Krishna consciousness and become a pure devotee eventually. So by the time you become old, you can become a pure devotee. So you have to utilize your time well, and especially your holidays. So if you utilize your holidays well in Krishna consciousness, then later on you will be able to become a pure devotee very soon. And if you become a pure devotee very soon, then you don't have to take birth again in this material world. No more exams, no more classes at the university, no more jobs, no more traffic jams, no working days. In Goloka Vrindavan, it's an eternal holiday. It's just fun. Being with Krishna in the spiritual world is sheer, unadulterated fun and bliss. You see the picture of Krishna and the cowherd boys running with the calves behind. You've seen how the cowherd boys frolic with Krishna. Have you heard of the cowherd boys in Goloka Vrindavan going to university? Have you heard of them going for a job and having to pay taxes and paying mortgage? You don't have to worry about these things once you're in Goloka Vrindavan. It's just fun and games in the personal association of Krishna. It's bliss and only sheer bliss. What a wonderful place Goloka Vrindavan is. It's not an imaginary place. It's a real place. Krishna is there, playing the flute and calling us, come, come. Don't be so enamored of London. Goloka Vrindavan is a much better place. So prepare for coming to Goloka Vrindavan. So once you reach there, then you have 24 hours a day, constant bliss and holiday with Krishna. And that's really holy because you're going to be with Krishna all the time. And that's what our life is meant for. To be with Krishna. Always. He's our best friend. He's our best everything. So here is your valuable time. You're young. As young people, you have so much of energy, so much of enthusiasm. Your body is strong and healthy. You can do so much for Krishna. If you utilize your time nicely and make rapid advancement, then everything will be wonderful. then you become entitled to your eternal holiday with Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Do you have any questions? Yes. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for that. I often find that before summer holidays comes or before holidays comes, I make those plans that I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And like, I'm feeling quite motivated before the actual time comes. And I feel that when holidays actually begin, I feel myself doing nothing. And like, I feel I've got a lack of motivation to even do like anything at all. So how can we motivate ourselves during these holidays to actually do things?
Okay, good practical question. We're very enthusiastic before the holidays come that we're going to do so many things. But when the holidays actually come, then we lack the motivation and we think, we don't feel so inspired anymore. So what should we do about it? Well, actually you should motivate and inspire each other. That's what the association of devotees does. As friends, as devotee friends, it's the greatest service you can do to each other. To motivate and inspire each other to remain fixed in Krishna consciousness and to make the most of the good time that's available to you. So maybe you're feeling down and then your friend calls you up and says, come on, let's go to the temple. Let's go for Mangalarti today, come on. Or tomorrow, let's do it. And let's go to the Goshala today and do some service and let's clean the cow dung today. Or maybe let's go to the kitchen and help in cooking. Or let's work on the next newsletter for the Pandit Sena. Or let's go to the college and then distribute some books to some of these students or something like that. Or let's do some kirtan. Let's get together and go on Harinam. So enthusiasm is contagious. Inspiration is contagious. So if you're enthusiastic, you can help somebody else, your friend, become enthusiastic when he's down. And if you're down, then your friend can come and say, come on, Abhishek, let's go, come on. And then you chant Hare Krishna and do service nicely. In this way we should help each other. The modern day culture which encourages unholy holidays makes us lose the sense of discipline. You see this now happening a lot. Modern age is characterized by people without discipline. Whereas the olden days you'd find people had discipline. Every Sunday they would make sure the whole family would go to the church or whatever. They would rise at a certain time, dinner was at a certain time, all the family members would come together, everyone would sit on the dining table, everyone would eat together after offering prayers. Yes, there was discipline. But the modern age, when everything is so free, we've lost the sense of discipline. Because of that lack of discipline, we lose our enthusiasm and our motivation to do things. So we should also use our good intelligence and determination to become disciplined to do things. Then we will utilize our time very efficiently, very, very nicely. Always have wonderful plans for Krishna. So you have things to look forward to in your vacation. And gives you some excitement in your life. Yes, I'm going to do this for Krishna, I'm going to do that for Krishna. Just like a person, ordinary person would look forward with excitement. Oh, this evening I have to go to the pub. Great, let's see how time's going to pass. Let's see, it's 12 o'clock now. Just 4 hours more and I'll be at the pub. Or maybe I'll be at the football match this weekend. So they look forward with so much excitement because they think they're going to be happy doing that. So like this, make your plans for the vacation. Before the vacations come, sit together. Chart out something very concrete to do in your vacations, in your holidays. Then when the holidays come, then you have something to do. Then you don't have to start thinking when the holidays start as to what you're going to do. Right? Hare Krishna. Any other question? Yes.
You gave a very nice description of Goloka Vrindavan, and by your description it sounded like a very fun place to go. But I was sitting here and I was thinking, maybe if I do a lot of endeavour and spiritual activity, by the end of my lifetime, I may be able to achieve that kind of vision and actually achieve it. Whereas my friends and my colleagues, they do go to the pub 99%, and they have a good time. And then they go on Saturday to the football, and they have a good time. So my question is, they're achieving some happiness straight away, and whilst we can have some happiness in spiritual life, definitely hanging out with the Pandasana is a fun thing to do, but why not just have both?
The question is that why not have both? Why not go to the pubs and the football matches and also come to Pandavasena? Right? Because you can't have the cake and eat it too. You can't be trying to cook and then extinguishing the fire at the same time. You light the fire, then you extinguish it, light the fire and extinguish it. Then someone's going to ask you, what are you doing? I want to cook, but then if you want to cook, then why are you putting out the fire? Having lit the fire, why are you putting it out? So if you want to go back to Goloka Vrindavan, you have to do what it takes to go to Goloka Vrindavan. It's like lighting the fire. And then doing activities that make you forget Krishna are like extinguishing the fire. So if you're going to do both, then you're going to basically just offset all the good work you're doing. So why to waste our time doing that? And they may seem to be happy, but actually they're not. In this material world, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, no one can be happy. No one is happy. And the real happiness is for one who becomes a pure devotee of Krishna. So our idea is to have fun here and now by being part of the Pandavasena. And then after you've grown up to be part of the larger devotee community, and then when you become a pure devotee, go back and again have fun and go Goloka Vrindavan. So the fun that you have here is like strengthening the fire. But the fun that you will have outside is like extinguishing the fire. Right? Any other question? Yes.
It seems to be contradictory. If we're constantly waiting to have that holiday, and it takes away a little bit that giving 100% to whatever you're doing to Krishna, because then you're constantly waiting for something else and you're never present in that moment. How can you do that?
Okay, that's a good question. The question is that if you're constantly waiting for that holiday to come so that you can do Krishna consciousness, then you're probably not doing justice to what you're doing at the moment, whether it's studies or working or something. Well, when we say we're looking forward to it, it doesn't mean that we're negligent in doing what we're supposed to do. Especially if you understand that you're doing that for Krishna as well. So then there's no problem. So if you see that as a service to Krishna, and you have to do it well, you absorb yourself in that activity. And then you're not 24 hours a day absorbed in that activity. But what gives you the further juice to move on is that, yes, I have my Krishna consciousness too. I may be doing my chemistry, or I may be doing my accounting studies, or I may be going to my job and everything, which is alright, I need to give my best to it. But that's limited. I have to do it from this time to this time. But then I also have my Krishna consciousness. So doing Krishna consciousness doesn't mean you should be negligent. Rather, you should do your thing so well that people will appreciate you for it. If you are negligent in what you do, in your job, or in your studies, then people will say, just see, these devotees of Krishna, they're no good. So they're not good students, they're not good professionals, right? So this will bring discredit to Krishna and to Krishna consciousness and to the whole movement. Therefore, as devotees, whatever we do, we should do it well, knowing that we are doing it for Krishna. And then the time will also come for us to directly be involved in Krishna consciousness. Right? Any question from the girls' side? Yes, boys' side. So we're going to look forward to a wonderful holiday, a Krishna conscious holiday. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All the best. Hare Krishna.